Just leave me alone.
Right. So, who was that speaking?
Real. You're not real.
I don't know who's saying that. So this is obviously the geothermal plant. That stuff.
You're liable to get scalded.
Yeah. Oh, we made it.
Sister.
Cannot use it while in combat. So am I. Oh! I honestly thought you were dead. I'm still in combat. Out of ammo for that. Oh my goodness, this is not good. Ah!
Terminated.
I'm still picking up quite a few enemies.
Want to go? If we send the power to Miss McDevitt, what happens to the Veil?
If we send the power to Miss McDevitt, the chances are the people here... Hang on, who's Miss McDevitt? That's the one here, isn't it? So if we do that, then the Veil will sort of descend into chaos. Doing okay. Last switch is over there. And then we need to head back.
The last. I'm not sure what the light.
There we go, look at that.
All I know is
Isn't that lovely?
it's final.
Well, I don't know, what... Oh,
Where are we headed?
your helmet's off.
You mean about the mission being too clean?
Isn't it supposed to be clean? It's... Oh, right, okay. That
know,
mission.
Vicker says the universe is a machine, that it runs by law. Real machines have gunked up oil, scratches, and worn bits. You can tell they've seen handling, been used by folk. The machine Vicker sees is one ain't never been run. It's not for people to live in. It's something on a museum shelf, under glass.
You're a mechanic. Whenever you see a machine, it's in need of fixing. Yeah.
Fixing the universe is a job for somebody way better than the likes of me.
Well, everyone's got their part to play. Choice time though. Do we send the power back to the town and therefore starve the people who have deserted? Or do we send the power to the botanical lab? And therefore starve the town? This is the one. Right, so decision time. Do we starve the town?
Once we do this, there's no going back. Hey,
Correct.
mister?
Oh,
Look, I know you
Blimey,
weren't
where
a
do you
regulator
pop up
and all,
from?
But I just gotta ask you. Do you understand what you're about to do?
no.
I don't think you should cut off Edgewater's power. I think it would be cruel. I'm sorry. That just sort of came out all at once. Edgewater's hurting. We've been losing workers year after year, and corporate hardly ever sends replacements. There's barely enough Saltuna to fill our bellies anymore. But the town's got some good people in it. Decent, hard-working folk just living their lives the only way they know how.
So I think this is interesting
don't
because
deserve
now
to be
both
punished.
the vicar and my companion are saying I shouldn't shut off Edgewater.
That sure sounds like Mr. Thompson. If he was standing here, I imagine he'd remind us of how we're all one big, happy Spacer's Choice family. In Mr. Thompson's eyes, those deserters are still part of the Spacer's Choice family. The family must work together in order to survive. I hate to say it, but I think Mr. Thompson's got a point. Unless those deserters come back, Edgewater's as good as dead. Cutting off their power might be the only way.
Okay, but what if I decide I don't want to shut off, if I don't want to kill the deserters community?
Miss McDevitt's built something beautiful. Somehow she's talked the ground into giving life again. It's plain to see she's made the Vale a better place. Fed the hungry, tended the sick. Gave a home to those that had none. But Miss McDevitt delights in Edgewater's suffering. She wants to hurt the town. Do you really want to be party to that kind of hatred?
Okay.
Sorry, I didn't mean to babble on like
No, that's
that.
okay.
I felt like I had to say something.
Yeah, you're fine. Okay. I better be nice to her.
Really? I mean, wow. Thanks. No one's ever told me those words in that order.
Right. Let's redirect the power. Yes, I want to redirect the power, but where am I redirecting this to? Redirect the power to Edgewater, or to the Botanical Laboratory. I want to be sure I've got the right one. I am redirecting to Edgewater, number 1. Done.
No, just leave me alone.
I don't see where he is. Oh, look.
You're not
This looks
real.
promising.
You're not real.
Oh no, I'm real.
Go away, Phantom.
Oh, I am real, most definitely. Put the gun away so we don't frighten him to death.
You're not real. You're not real.
I'm real.
Get away from me, Phantom.
I'm definitely here.
Scram. You can talk?
Of course I can talk.
Phantom's never talked before. I knew I shouldn't have eaten that sprat raw. See, Higgins? This is why you must always boil your sprats before ingesting.
Okay, slow down. Tell me what's happening.
Clearly, I mistook you for one of the phantoms of my imagination, which terrorized me on occasion. Chester D. Higgins. The D stands for definitely not insane. I use it as a reminder.
Yes. How long have you been here?
Hard to say. By my reckoning, Higgins has been here somewhere between 2 weeks and forever.
Why do you talk to
My
yourself in the third
recollection's a touch
person?
fuzzy these days. Oh, Higgins has been many things over the years. Sprat Wrangler, Saltuna Critic, Aetherwave Personality, Chairman of the Board, Galactic Defender, Sisty Pig Tycoon. I've come a long way for someone who started off as a simple engineer right here in this plant.
You were an engineer?
I specialized in automechanicals, drones, sentries, repaired them, maintained, upgraded, did it all from my old workroom just over in the next section.
Okay, do you know a way to stop them?
I don't want to fall into any trouble with the mechanicals. If they wise up to our plans, they will come for us. With prodding irons.
I'm not afraid of any mechanicals. I can't even spell mechanicals.
You know, you remind me of myself back when I was an intergalactic adventurer. I discovered a flaw. Their hostility levels were hardwired to maximum. There's no changing that, but you could rewrite their targeting protocol so they attack each other instead.
Okay, no wonder they're so angry. Somebody messed around with the logic modules.
Yes, that's exactly it. I see you're also versed in the noble art of mechanical engineering.
That was pretty much
There's a
random.
behavior control terminal in the other room. It should have options to change how the mechanicals act, including whom they shoot at. Oh, that reminds me. You'll need my passcode to access the behavior control terminal. Here, let me just write it down for you.
Now, that book, I assumed would bring me some kind of skill advantage. Okay, apparently not. It's not a way of leveling up your skills. Here's the botanical lab again. Why did that take so long to get to last time? Oh, hello everybody. Let's put the gun away. Hi.
That's the thing about growing old. Your eyes start to fail. Elsewise, I would have seen you for the snake that you are, chopped you into pieces and roasted you on a spit. This is all you're doing. Cutting off my power, killing off my garden. Without refrigeration, my food will spoil, and my flock will starve. I want to ask you this in private, away from the eyes of my flock, so they do not see me lose my temper. Tell me, why did you do it?
I thought it was the best thing to do, but I'm gonna play it stupid. I like pressing buttons.
Are you really this moronical, or are you just putting on airs? Listen here, Hullhead. I'm only gonna say this once. Go talk to Grace and Thomas. Look them in the eye and tell them their life here is over, and the only thing left to do is go back to Edgewater. This is now your responsibility.
I have a feeling I'm not gonna like this.
Thompson that I will never return to Edgewater. I would rather die among my flowers than live under his management.
Here we go. I'm willing to deal with Reed for you. Oh, all this anger has to come from somewhere.
My son worked in that cannery. When the plague started coming, he was one of the first to fall sick. We had a store of medicine locked away, but Reed refused to treat him. Said my boy didn't deserve treatment. Said the medicine would have been wasted on him. So I buried my boy in the cemetery, gathered my belongings, and left. That's as much of the story as you need to hear.
Okay. I'm willing to deal with Reed for you.
Offering to cross Reed off?
Oh, no, just talk to him.
This some sort of twisted reparation for what you've done? Or are you just looking for a chance to sow some chaos?
I just meant talk to him.
Kill Reed if you must, or talk him into leaving if you can. He and I are not sharing the same four walls together. Tell Reed that I can make his people healthy again. I can end their plague. Start a new garden right in the cannery. 3 square meals for every man and woman in Edgewater. Tell him how I've made the Vale bloom again. The soil has whispered its secrets to me, and I alone know how to breathe life back into the earth. The secret is human corpses. I've been grinding them up in my fertilizer for years. Marauder, worker, don't matter much to me.
I thought they meant
the human body is rich with nutrients.
What happens when you run out of corpses?
Edgewater Cemetery's got corpses aplenty. Enough for a generation's worth of crops.
Okay. Yes, that'll do me, I think. Oh!
What do you think you're doing?
Sorry.
Just keep your fingers to your own self, okay?
Wow, that worked. That's my power regulator. And she wants me to talk to Thomas and Grace.
Everybody keeps staring at me. It's not my fault the power's dead.
Definitely not.
Whoa, Miss Parvati. Hey, you're, what, how are you? Hi. Hello.
Are things safe out here? How are you keeping?
Great, just great. I've been trying to keep stuff running, just like you. Only I'm not so... Wait, they didn't kick you out, did they?
Oh gosh, no, I'm just along with this fella here.
I've seen you wandering around here. You don't look like you're coming from town.
Nope, not me. Just passing through.
Sorry, I just wasn't sure if you were from town or if you were one of us. Something's been chewing at me, you see. Fact is, I've been, well, lying. To everybody here. Camp thinks I'm a mechanical genius, but I couldn't fix a busted chair.
Well, it's never too late to start learning.
I'll take all the help I can get. I set my mind to learning the craft of the engineer, you see. I want to make something of myself. You ever heard of the Young Spacer's Guide to Mechanical Engineering? Comes in a set of 3.
Well,
If
I've
I had
got
my
one
hands
of them.
on one of those data pads, I could teach myself the ins and outs.
Those are good. My dad kept a copy with him when he was working in the cannery.
I know the old community center kept a copy. Should find another one back in town. If you could find me even one of those pads, I'd be greatly obliged.
I've got one. I've got one. Today's your lucky day.
No kidding. Really? Well, which one?
The elusive part 3. Yeah, there you go.
The geothermal plant? Now that is just incredible. You really went exploring down there? Adelaide always told us it was swarming with hostile mechanicals.
Yeah, it was. I kind of dealt with them.
I appreciate you going through all that trouble. In fact, I put aside something special on the off chance that somebody'd search out those data pads for me.
There we go. Yes, I will let you know if I find any others.
Sure. I'd be glad to take them off your hands.
You won't survive without power. It's time to go back.
I've been thinking about going back. I'm not much use to anybody here.
Well, you were supposed to be like the one that convinced me.
At the cannery. I can't do that again.
Don't work at the cannery.
You know something? I think you're right. The town could use another engineer, and I'm on my way to becoming one. I could do a lot of good in Edgewater.
You could.
Maybe even keep a garage of my own with a little workbench and my very own toolbox. It's just... Adelaide's never gonna forgive me. Not in 100 years. I go crawling back to my old life in Edgewater, and I'm as good as dead to her.
You're as good as dead if you stay here, to be honest.
Are you sure about this? If we head back to Edgewater on our own, Adelaide won't come with us. She'll stay here and curse us till the end of her days.
Alright, stay put. I'm going to try and talk
You know
Reed
where to
into
find
stepping
me.
down. I think that's probably the best option out of the ones available to me. You I need to talk to
Marauders
next.
can't see us in the dark. Wild canids, on the other hand.
Time to
The
go
matter's
back.
been weighing on me. Fact is, I can't go anywhere long as Zoe's missing. Disappeared without a trace. Marauders took her, I suspect.
I will keep an... Oh, go
I
looking
go
for her.
looking for Zoe, I leave the camp undefended, seeing as I'm the only one of us who knows her way around a gun. Hence my dilemma.
I'll keep an eye out. Oh, hang on. Any
Vex
idea where
me.
she could be?
If she told anybody, they ain't telling me. I'd check her room, but I got yelled at for snooping once already.
I don't mind getting yelled at.
Little ways ago. She was always obsessing over her serial dramas. Wanted to see what the fuss was about.
How well do you
well
know
enough
her?
to know we never got on. Zoe and Stefan were close. If anybody knows the workings of her mind, he does.
Can't imagine how you didn't get on with her.
She was lazy and thoughtless, but she's still one of our own.
Alright. I'll keep an eye out.
It's not like Zoe to go wandering. Figured she might be out scavenging, but that ain't exactly her talent. Can't imagine where she's gone. Vale's a wide place. She could be anywhere.
Unless Marauders got her, then parts of her could be in a lot of
Could
places.
do without the gallows humor.
Yeah, sorry. Right. I'll keep an eye out. Hello, Stefan. I need to have a word with
Don't see
you.
why Thomas can't just get the generator up and running.
Because I turned it off.
Something I can help you with?
Yes.
You mean Zoe? Yeah, we were pretty close. Not like her to go loping off.
Right, well, see you later then. I still think this bit looks lovely. Hey, mister.
This is a fine day, friend. Power flows through our town like a cool stream of water.
I did
I
that.
trust Adelaide's people have seen their way to reason. So, when can I expect them back at their posts?
I wanted to talk to you about
Go ahead.
something. Need to have a word about this plague.
Can we not? Talking about unpleasant things always gets my bile up.
Yeah, but I could
That I
sort it
cannot
for
say.
you.
There was no moment when the plagues began. Disease always lurks on the fringes of society, waiting to infect the idle and the lethargic. But in the last 10 years, the plagues have become progressively worse and increasingly frequent.
Oh, if I had a better medical
Modern
skill, I could have done
science
something about that.
disagrees with you, friend. It is a well-documented fact that the wealthiest in society do not suffer from ailments of the constitution. I believe plague is a test. It is a test of our loyalty and our fortitude, and it is one we will see through to the end.
Adelaide can sort that.
If I had enough medicine to treat everyone who fell sick, I would, but
I really want
don't.
to tell him that.
I can't save everyone. So I have to choose.
You let Adelaide's son
was
die.
barely competent. I treat him with our medical rations, and it looks like I'm playing favorites. Now, I will not pretend to understand the suffering Adelaide must have felt on account of losing her child, but she is not the only one to have felt such suffering. I wish she had stayed with us. Adelaide left us when we needed her most.
Well, let me ask you something
Go
else.
ahead.
What makes you think I can convince them
That
to
you
come
are not
back?
one of us may work to your advantage. Adelaide and her folk loathe the people of Edgewater, you see. I admit the fault was mine. I'm about as diplomatic as a bristling canid. I just hope Adelaide and her folk will see their way past my flaws and return to town.
Well, I've got news.
Scripture tells us we all have our purpose in the world. Our work shows us that purpose. We should not have to move on from it. Yes, we have lost good workers to desertion. We have lost even more to plague. But it is why we must square our shoulders and carry on.
You and Adelaide had a personal history?
Losing Adelaide was the hardest. She was our only flavor specialist. When she walked away, I knew we were in trouble.
I love the expressions on his
Spacer's
face.
Choice
He's
Saltuna
actually
is
looks
renowned
sad.
across the system for its quality flavors and additives. We used to sell citrus-flavored Saltuna in our heyday.
Oh.
Ever since Adelaide left, we have been reduced to selling unflavored and spearmint.
Right, I
Go
need
ahead.
to get back to...
Adelaide was our only flavor
I need to get back to
specialist.
somehow telling
We
him
are a
that
Saltuna
he needs to
canning
leave.
Institution. Saltuna without flavor is like a cysty pig without tumors, borderline inedible.
That sounds
Begging
disgusting.
your pardon, Saltuna is a staple
Ugh.
in the diet of any self-respecting spacer. Were it up to me, friend, I'd stack our larders with Saltuna galore. No other brand of Saltuna adds as much vim or vigor to the body's humors. But, and this is something we must keep between the two of us, Saltuna is hard to come by, what with being a species indigenous to the seas of another world.
So what are you canning here?
Oh, we've scavenged together some organic material from the surrounding environs. Mostly organic, mostly local mushrooms. Some of which possess a texture akin to a well-boiled slab of Saltuna. The difference is all but impossible to detect to any but the prissiest of palate.
Okay.
Go ahead.
How do I get you to leave? Have you looked
It
around?
is my job to keep two eyes on my town. I am the steward of this place, and this is my watch post.
Your town is falling to pieces.
I wish you wouldn't say things like that.
Yeah, but it is. It really is. You disagree?
Yes, as a matter of fact. When I stand at my window and look out over my town, here's what I see. I see decent, loyal, hard-working people. I see a family.